Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the XoneBros. So IGN, who has completely missed Xbox being, Xbox games coming to Xbox, like quite a few, like 5 of them. When everybody else is giving 10 out of 10s of Starfield, IGN decides to give Starfield a 7. Good.
Wait, they gave it a 7?
They gave it a 7, which is like, in my mind, a 7 is very close to 6.
I don't think you should use a number system because anything like below a 9, everybody thinks is just bad. Or
No.
Number systems
7
are
is
bad.
solid. 7 is solid when it's not a
10.
generational, being called a generational game by everyone else.
Yeah.
So, here's what they said. Starfield has a lot of forces working against it. Like what? Like, I don't like Bethesda games. Like, that's the problem is some of these sites, it's clear that the people reviewing Starfield have not played a Bethesda game. And it's highly frustrating. Or don't like Bethesda style games and don't review those style games. It's like when remember the one year the worst NCAA review.
And there's that glitch with the squiggly lines. And
Like, no, that's sound, and it explains it. Did you even play the game? And he doesn't even like football. It's like having somebody that doesn't like football review a football game.
It's like having me review, Madden, and I've only played Madden in '95.
It's like me reviewing bras.
Well,
yeah. Well, no, I feel like I would have a good. I would feel like
I feel like I would do pretty good rating that. Yeah, okay.
But eventually, the allure of its expensive role-playing quests and respectable combat make its gravitational pull difficult to resist. Okay.
I think
IGN has looked very foolish over the last couple of weeks with some of the stuff they've done. A lot of media has, with people coming out and saying stuff like, there's walls in this game? You mean I can't go anywhere I want to? That they're lying to me.
Yeah, even though you have to walk pretty far, like it's yeah. There is a boundary, but you have to walk like 20 minutes to get the boundary. And here's, I mean, if that's what you want to do in a video game, then yeah, you'll be disappointed.
Yeah, and Young says IGN's reviewer clearly expected the game to be something it never said it was, and he's disappointed it wasn't the thing he wanted. Yeah, that's the problem. This game, everybody, great news. Bethesda looks like, and Xbox, it has absolutely delivered.
I think this is their best game since Skyrim.
It's 9s, it's 9.5s. It is being called the best Bethesda game, the best Bethesda experience. And when you look at Bethesda's pedigree, when you look at their history, that is a huge, huge compliment to it. So there are outliers, and IGN has just had a terrible record, I would say, the last 2 weeks of just being anti-Xbox almost, it seems like, and whatever, that's fine. That's fine for them. That's why we exist, and hey, big secret, those big media sites matter to deliver everyday news, but they don't matter when it comes to opinion. Everybody goes to online reviewers. Everybody goes to YouTube reviewers. That's what really matters in 2023 when it comes to opinion. Sure. Regardless, all the big sites having said that are giving it 9s and 10s and stuff, with the exception of IGN and PC Gamer, who also gave it like a 70, which also in my mind makes no sense. But let's not talk about those losers. Let's talk about us. Jord the man. You've got a few hours in.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
So far, it's really fun. The criticism I hear all the time is it starts out slow. It does a little bit, but it's teaching you how everything works.
Sure.
Because it's, you got to learn how to fly your spaceship and stuff.
Yep.
What I was surprised with, well, not surprised, but you remember when we watched that second trailer at the Starfield Direct? And we were like, whoa, the combat looks like it got way better in the course of the last year.
Yep.
The combat does feel really good. In your spaceship, it actually kind of reminds me of like it's not as simulator as Elite Dangerous, but it reminds me of like an Elite Dangerous control scheme because you can decide where your power goes, whether it goes to your lasers, shields, all that stuff, how fast you're going and all that fun stuff. The combat feels fun and good, but no, on the ground, the gunplay feels. You get thrown into gunplay fairly quickly, and it feels good.
So the last gunplay that we had was Fallout 4.
It feels better than Fallout 4.
Yeah.
So it's better than Fallout 4, but
Fallout
not
4?
as good as like Call of Duty.
Of course.
So,
Man,
so we're in that range.
So it's solid.
It's better than Cyberpunk's gunplay.
Oh, shot at Cyberpunk.
And Cyberpunk's gunplay wasn't terrible, but it's I think it's better than Cyberpunk's gunplay.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So tell me, does it have, you said you agree that it does start out slow.
Yeah, but it's just like
slow in a typical.
Well, maybe slow's not a. It starts out I felt jolted a little bit because you start out as a humble miner.
Yes, yes.
And then about 5 minutes later, your boss is like, "Yep, go with these galaxy guys, and you're the one." And you're kind of like, I think there's even an option like, "What?" You're like, you know what I mean? I
just want
all
mine.
of a sudden the guy comes in, he's like, "You're with us," and you're kind of like, "What?"
It is a little jarring.
And you're kind of like, "Oh, okay." So, maybe that's a better word for it. But
yeah, it's not Red Dead Redemption slow, because that's like
Two.
yeah,
Red
that
Dead two.
took yeah.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, you're just moseying around, going hunting to feed the families.
Yep.
It's they do kind of push you pretty hard story wise, right off the bat. Like, I mean, they did in Skyrim as well. All these games they kind of do that.
In Skyrim, you witness everybody being killed,
Yeah, they're
and then you're off at the top of the mountain.
yeah. The dragon comes in, kills the town.
Yep.
It's that one was kind of more. It
but
flowed better.
I feel like
okay.
with Skyrim, because this one, I would say you're definitely on rails for the first 2 hours of the game.
Yeah,
And then,
see, I haven't played 2 hours. I've played about an hour.
yeah, because remember in Skyrim, like once you come out of the,
Once you're there, you're gone.
yeah, like basically after that cutscene, it's like, all
once
right,
the
do what you
dragon
want.
murders
Then there's-
everybody, you can do whatever you want.
Fire, and then you go in the basement or whatever, and then kill the people, and then it releases you out of
Yeah,
the cave.
yeah.
And then it's like, this is your world.
But you're right, Skyrim did feel a
It
little
flowed.
bit.
Like
yeah.
the initial thing flowed. They're
yeah.
like, hello, welcome to your death. They're like, traveler, hello, traveler, where you're in that wagon. This is like, hello, miner.
yeah. Duster.
Duster. Go mine. Oh, go now. Get out of here. Take a ship and go to the.
Yeah, that's
Go
what it
to
was like.
yeah.
It was basically like, you touched that rock? And then it was just
And
like,
then it's like, it's so good. Okay, this is all within the first 10 minutes, so
that's why it
mild
kinda
spoilers, okay? But then this guy comes down and he's like, hey, you know what? You're a good guy. Take my ship and get out of here.
yeah, it was kind of like, whoa, okay. It was.
And then, and see, that's a little jarring, but it makes sense. I get it.
I think they're trying to push you through,
pushing
yeah.
you. They're pushing you along. I wouldn't say it's necessarily slow. It's just
Well, yeah,
a
slow
Bethesda
minded, yeah.
game, and Bethesda games. It's not a action packed fast. You take your time. Like I know when I play Bethesda, when I play Fallout, when I play Skyrim, I'm reading books.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through inventory. I hear there's lots of audio logs just spread throughout that you can hear.
Yeah.
Because they do, especially in the Fallout games, the computers you can log into, which they it's a Bethesda game because you can hear the clickety clicks of the keyboard, like click click. I actually love it. It gives me like nostalgia playing the other Fallout games. But they have like logs that you can hop on the computer and see what certain installations have been up to. Like the installation I'm at, apparently they decided to make it. It's like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I won't say anymore, but you're learning that
It
installation-
didn't work.
Yeah, that island failed, and so did this installation. So it's hard to say that it starts out slow. It's a Bethesda game.
Yeah, maybe slow was the wrong word, but I think it's just that jarring factor.
Yeah,
that kind of just
they're
like,
just wanting you to just. They really
But
are.
I do feel it is like you can tell you're in the game is teaching you because it is very on rails for the first, I'd say, hour and a half ish, 2 hours before you kind of open up to everything.
And just so everyone knows listening, the game released about like 4 hours ago. So
Yeah, so we purposely
Yeah, this is
did
literally
this
our first
late
impressions,
tonight
yeah.
today, so we could give our first impressions review. Tell me about, like, does it suck you in right away? Does it not suck you in right away?
I like how the game starts actually on the elevator.
Yeah, and the zoom into your typical Bethesda narrative experience. It's just there's that person and they're staring at you and they're like, "Hello, let's go." You have the discussion. It's very Bethesda. I can't explain it, but they isolate everyone around you, and then you just talk to a person. I can't describe.
You're
it.
focused.
You're focused on that individual that you're talking to. I got lost initially. I mean, it's a Bethesda game. You're going to learn a lot because there's a lot of complicated things that systems that goes on. So just that's kind of the fun of these games, to be honest.
Play, get lost, and learn.
Yeah. I strongly recommend not going to YouTube and looking up how to make the strongest build or anything like that. Not on your first playthrough. This is coming from several years of playing these type of games.
The joy is going off the beaten path in these games.
Yeah.
The joy is discovery.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like, that's why some people feel, if they've never played a Bethesda game, that it's slower because you don't know what's going on. And there's stuff everywhere. They have. You can sit there and loot one room for 20 minutes.
Yeah, lots of stuff.
Yeah, you can pick up everything. There's cups. There's plants. That's one of the great things about Fallout and Skyrim. And I know in my Skyrim playthroughs, I would go and steal everything from every house and put it in my house and decorate it.
So Forbes headline is, "This is the game you wanted it to be." And the reviewer, Paul Tassi, gives it a 9.5 out of 10. He says, "I really do love this game. If you wanted a giant Bethesda RPG set in space with better combat and a whole lot of time to level and build things and explore and find secrets, this is it. They did it. Enjoy."
Well, and that's how I feel where I'm at right now. That's how I feel. It feels like an RPG. It feels like you're playing a Bethesda RPG just in space. And there's obviously a lot of improvements over their previous RPGs, and you can see when you're playing like the influence of Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Skyrim. You can see all that influence. It really is a culmination of all these games put together. But what I really like is the way you level up skills and stuff. Have you seen that? How you actually have tasks to do, like get X amount of kills with your pistol and stuff like that, and how you get better at things by doing the things you want to do. If
an
that makes
RPG.
sense. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But no, I really like, and what he said in that better combat. I think this is their best feeling combat out of all their games.
Yeah. Verge's headline on this review is, "This is the best Bethesda experience." The ultimate, I believe is what they said. The ultimate Bethesda experience.
Yeah. Where I'm at right now. Yeah. I do. I mean, this may just be a Bethesda thing, just kind of how it's like a Rockstar thing. The controls felt a little weird at first.
Well,
but I don't want to say that as like a criticism, and that's where I was telling you guys earlier. I was like, I have a few nitpicky things. The controls feel a little bit weird to me, but it might just be I need to get used to it. Because whenever I pick up like GTA after a year, I don't know what's going on.
Well, I think I'm gonna remap some buttons.
Well,
because
what's the buttons?
I don't think jump should ever be Y.
No, jump should always be A. Y is like getting on a horse, baby.
Yeah. This game.
Well, I think the reason they do it is because you're grabbing all those plants. You don't want to be accidentally jumping.
How would I pick up stuff in the other games?
A. Y. Bethesda's always been Y.
I hate that.
I put it on. I let it stay as Y, and then I map it to the bottom bumper or the bottom paddle.
Is that really? Man,
Yeah.
It's been a while since I played a Bethesda game. I guess. I don't think why should it? Okay. Maybe you're right.
It is in Zelda. Well, it's the top
A
one.
should be jump. I don't know.
You could always back paddle it. Paddle jump.
Yeah. My
That's what I
my
do.
Elite controller is drifting.
Shat.
Darn it.
Yeah.
Shat. Let's do some shout outs here to some of our super chats. AOG War Dog dropped his membership for 34 months. Tier 2 Arbiter. He says, "Yo, what's going on, bros? Strange to see you guys on at midnight Friday morning. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'm enjoying Starfield 2. 2 hours in, and no issues on the Series X. And you guys both played on the Series X, correct?
Yes, that's actually my other nitpick.
What is that?
They came out and talked about it, and they said they wanted to do their 4K and all that stuff, and that's fine. The developer can choose what they want to do, but I just wish there was a performance mode. Because I don't mind going down to 1440p and having a little bit higher frame. Just me, on the Xbox, on the PC. You don't
And
really
the
have
Series
this
X,
issue,
is it not 60?
It's 4K 30. And that's, it's fine. Visual fidelity is good on the Xbox. It's fine. It plays, but I wouldn't mind sacrificing a little visual fidelity for some frames. But that's just me. I mean, I don't need the game to look amazing. I just need it to look smooth.
AOG also sent another member chat, super chat for $2. He says the bros missed my member chat. Here's money though. Thank you, AOG War Dog. Appreciate it. I do have to in chat right now, live in chat. Which, by the way, if you guys want to join us every single week, we do stream the podcast, the recording of this podcast, live over on YouTube, youtube.com/X1Bros. But in chat, they're talking about watching streamers play it. Mike Whitlinger says, I was watching on Twitch, but it seems those players are rushing the game, so I stopped watching it. And then
Yeah,
Black Knight says, yeah, this isn't a streamer game. It's a slow burn, not a two-pump chump.
Yeah, hey.
That's well said.
Yeah, I
Well
agree.
said.
Yeah.
go in the
I
distance.
agree.
Yeah, it's a game it's like elegant food. Or wine, you swirl it,
Swish it in your mouth. You don't
Smell
just
it.
gulp it down.
Well,
you swish it in your teeth.
Well, here's the thing.
and to be fair, it might depend on your streamer too. Some streamers just do main quests and move on to the next game.
But here's
Others,
the thing. A Bethesda game, it's never about the main. I mean, the main quest is kind of this guiding point. But
Yeah.
like in Skyrim, you get your enjoyment and learn about the world by immediately. If you never played Skyrim, the minute the cutscene ends at the beginning, that gives you a path to walk down to a town. If you turn left or right and just go off into the woods, a million quests open up to you, and you like learn all kinds of stuff, and that's really how you're supposed to play these games.
Am I able to play this on the PC without buying it again?
No. Well, you'll have to wait for Game Pass.
Game Pass, yeah.
Yeah. So
I
you'll
think
have
I
to wait
might
till
want
next.
to play this on the PC though, because Jordan, I want at least 60.
I know I wish there was a performance mode.
So is 60 coming
I
to
know-
the Series X?
I don't know. I mean, maybe later. Who knows? I personally, it won't ruin the game for me. But just as a night, like I wish I could just have a performance mode.
Yeah,
a quality mode and a
it's
performance
confirmed
mode.
it's only 30 frames per second on the Series X.
Yeah, I know that's what we just said.
Yeah, never going to be 60 frames per second. Just
Yeah,
confirming.
that's. I mean, it's not multiplayer PvP. That's when it's really crucial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
But I mean, I've
just-
been playing Baldur's Gate at like at high frames. You know?
yeah,
that
Bal-
game
I just
needs
like it. It's just nice.
You do feel it a little. I will say that the joystick controls are the best a Bethesda game has ever been. Usually, it's like
Yeah, we talked about that. It's super janky. We talked about that earlier. Microsoft delayed this game. Microsoft made Bethesda delay this game so that it would drop more polished, which I think illustrates two things. Number one, how important this game is to Microsoft in its Game Pass catalog and in this generation of the Xbox Series X and S, but I think more importantly as Game Pass. And number two, just how serious, I mean, it's kind of wrapped in one and two, but just how seriously they're taking this game.
Yeah.
But glad they waited and it's this polished, or do you not mind a little jank in the Bethesda?
I haven't come across any. I don't think I've actually ever come across any bugs yet, like that I've noticed. Right?
it's funny the bugs that Fallout has and that Skyrim has, and every Bethesda game. It's how you kind of know it's a Bethesda game.
Yeah, minus 76. That was
Well, that was
pretty bad.
That was like different.
Yeah.
The issues that the game has is it almost like, oh yes, this game engine, I remember you.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I remember you. This is how it feels. It's like that old bicycle that you used to ride. It just has the car has that smell, that's the game engine.
Tell me about classes. How is classes, like picking your perks, stuff like that?
They got like initial 20 or so. I actually didn't count, but they have classes where you have 3 perks essentially, and those determine your class. Like I went Cyber Runner.
Yeah.
That is a thief, stealth, and third one. But it was all the things that I wanted to do. I I think it was also pistols or something like that. I can't remember. But I like the stealth style of gameplay. They have the melee up front, shoot them. They have the shotgun people. They have soldier, and they have several perks that. Stealth was on a couple. For example, stealth was on a couple. Thief was on a couple of them. But that's how you would choose your classes. Those perks are your class, essentially.
Okay.
And it's like a Dark Souls game where you can go and make your own, essentially. Or I think it might be nothing. I don't know. Did you look at the bottom? of all the classes. There was one that said
I didn't go. I went through a few of them, but combat medic is what I
combat medic.
eventually
Okay,
picked. Yeah.
the bottom one of all the list
is like hard mode.
I think it's
or,
either
or
no
just
perks
blank
or,
slate. Yeah.
But we were talking about before the show. Jordan didn't realize you didn't have to get the feats.
Yeah, I didn't realize you didn't have to pick those.
Those are at the end screen. You can choose up to 3, and it has a bonus and a minus.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, this is hard to choose. Like, how do I want my character to roll? This I didn't know you didn't have to choose it.
Yeah, you don't have to choose that. Like I chose.
Is the bonus worth the minus?
Depends on how you want to play the game.
It changes. It changes your playthrough entirely.
Really?
So, like mine, I only got one, and I think it's called Warlord. It is randomly space pirates will come attack me.
Oh, that's cool. But what's the bonus that you get?
The bonus is I get to fight whenever I want to get gear. Well, not whenever I want, but like some of the other bonuses and minuses was you have a super awesome house that's worth $200,000, $150,000, but you have to pay weekly.
Yeah, for it, like taxes. Yeah.
That is so cool.
There's another one where your crew will, while you're not on the ship, keep it healthy. They will fix it up, but your crew costs twice as much resources to maintain it.
Then the one that made me laugh is there's one where your parents are still alive, and I think did it say you can go visit them at any time, but you also have to send them 3% of your income back?
Yeah, I think it was 2%.
To take care of your parents. Yeah.
So are these them? The 7? Is there 17 of them?
Yeah, Alien DNA,
so Alien
Dream
DNA.
House. So I didn't know you didn't have to pick those.
No.
I was just going through the thing like,
dude, these are cool.
So I picked those.
So let's run through these real quick. Just a quick review. It's at the very beginning. There's not like this is spoilers. That has Starfield Alien DNA trait. Pros, increased health and oxygen. Cons, healing items are less effective. Wow. So it's you said, it completely changes your playthrough.
It adds, what'd you say, Mark? Flavor.
So this is the dream home trait. Like you said, you start with a luxurious, customizable house on a peaceful planet. Con, you have to pay off 125,000 credit mortgage. Must be paid weekly. I might start with that.
Just hang out at your house.
Start with that. You have the empath trait. Pros, performing actions that your companion approves of. Grants a temporary increase in combat effectiveness. That's weak. Who cares? Cons.
Not taking that one.
Yeah, cons on this. Performing actions that your companion disapproves of. Grants a temporary decrease in combat effectiveness. Don't care. Extrovert trait. Actions that use oxygen. Sprinting, for example.
Okay.
I think I used that
Consume
one.
less oxygen when you have a human companion following you.
Wait, what was that one? Because
extrovert. I think I used extrovert.
Because I'm telling you, running out of CO2 or running out of oxygen, the mechanic of that makes it slows down the gameplay hard.
So this would be a good one then, was what you're saying.
Yeah,
Consume less oxygen. The con, though, is that actions that use oxygen consume more oxygen when you don't have a companion. Oh, so this is all when you have a companion with you.
Oh, okay.
The extrovert. Oh, that makes sense.
Because when you even walking around uses oxygen. If you're out in space.
Yeah. So the alien DNA would be super valuable then.
What is that one again?
So alien DNA is
more health,
increased health and oxygen.
Yeah.
But healing items are less effective.
That's pretty important though. There are going to be times when you pause the screen and you eat that sandwich.
So there's the Freestar Collective Settler trait. Pro is you gain access to special Freestar Collective dialogue options and better faction rewards during relevant mission. Cons, crime bounties towards other factions are greatly increased.
Yeah, because there's 3 main factions.
Yeah, so that would not go well with my Cyber Runner build.
The hero worshipped trait. Pro, you get an adoring fan who can join your ship's crew and will give you gifts.
I picked that one.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Cons, the adoring fan will show up randomly and jabber at you incessantly.
I figured I could just shoot him,
I don't think you can shoot some people. I've tried already.
With my mining laser, I was shooting. I was trying to shoot him.
There's this guy like bad mouthing me. He's in these miners like, hey, you stupid guy. So
because you're the new guy.
Cut up, open his suit.
Hey.
The bottom one, David, is the one I did. It's like, did you see the Warlord one?
Let me see here. Let me go.
It was
There's a lot
one.
of them. We won't go through all of them. Let me go to yours that you did. You did the wanted trait.
That's it. That's
okay.
it. Wanted.
The pro, you deal extra damage when your health is low. The con, armed mercenaries will randomly appear and attack you. So you're a DPS.
Yeah.
No. When your health is low, though.
I like that because it gives me additional XP and gear. Because when I kill them, I get their stuff. That's why I did that one.
Terra Firma trait, pro, health and oxygen.
Hey, what did you name your character?
Interesting.
You're not going to believe it. Mr. McSpicy.
Oh,
okay.
Very nice.
Well, what's interesting is I named mine Jordan, and the robot at the beginning calls me Captain Jordan.
Ooh.
Okay. I got
now,
to start over. I'm
what
going to
I'm-
name myself Mark.
What I'm curious about is what can he not say? Because I'm
Mr.
gonna make
McSpicy's-
a couple characters with some names.
Since Baldur's Gate, my new character name will always and forever be Wife Slayer.
I wonder if he'll say that.
Yeah, Captain Wife Slayer.
Wife Slayer.
Hey,
And
how you doing?
to be fair, why not? Why not put that in the game? You know, that's what everybody's gonna name their character if the robot can say it like that.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I agree. I don't disagree with you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he said it. He said, "Hey, Captain Jordan." I was like, "Oh, hey."
I did want to shout out Onyx. Onyx Thordall in chat says, I named my ship the USS Lollipop, and it's a good ship.
All right.
It's a good ship. Get it?
I
It's a
am
good ship,
excited.
Lollipop.
I am excited to see some ship builds come out. I think we're gonna get some Bezos rockets
we
pretty
are,
soon.
dude. We are.
I mean, look what you were able to do with Zelda.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
and those builds. How is space flight in this game?
It feels really good. It's so I've only done a few dogfights. They do it in the tutorial, and then I ran into some other people. But
Yeah.
it feels very Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Elite
Like
Dangerous.
the control
Not a,
scheme,
which
yeah.
is not a bad thing.
And what I really, really like about this, and I know that they were inspired by Faster Than Light. I don't know if you guys ever played that indie game. It came out like 10 years ago, FTL. But there is a power meter on the bottom left that makes combat really interesting. You have to put the power where you want it, and it improves your subsystems. So, for example, if you want to put a lot of power into shields, that's great. The shields will take the hits, and
But then your gun power won't be.
But yeah, you have to move them around.
Or change it from engines to
Change it from engines or to missiles. Or
That's similar. That's similar to Elite Dangerous. Has that
Yeah.
give and take.
Now,
I love it
Paradigm.
because you wanna change it to missiles while they're
It's
down.
not thoughtless combat. In other
It's
words,
super. It makes combat interesting and
extra immersive.
Yeah, you can just put like Yoshi it.
yeah, just
Princess Peach it. They're just everything. They're the Honda Accord. They're just it's all right. You can do that right across the board, or you can be all right min-maxing during your fight, so it makes it super fun for extra gameplay
I like that.
mechanics. I guess.
Yeah, I like that too.
So I'm at a part where I can start fast traveling now, and I'm curious what, again, still first impressions, right? So I haven't done a ton in space other than like the beginning stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm curious what will keep me in space, because I'll be honest, I'm just fast traveling right now.
Oh,
But that's because I like the ground game.
mining, exploration.
So what I mean, again, I've only played an hour, but what I really like about the planets is you can scan the planets, and then you can see the resources each planet has, and it kind of gave me, it's not the same thing as Mass Effect, but it kind of gave me the same Mass Effect vibe where you can see, when you scan the planet, it shows you where all the minerals are allocated on that planet.
Yeah.
So if you need
so you know where to land precisely.
how does
There's landing spots.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
to land in
okay.
certain spots, but I kind of got Mass Effect vibes, and I like that. I don't even know. Other people can attest to this.
Which,
I just spent I don't know how many hours just left clicking.
oh yeah, and just looking at your...
Was it left click? Did I play it on the PC? Mass Effect, I can't remember. But I would just scan this planet for all the zero energy that I could possibly grab because I wanted to be leveled up. And I would do that in this.
Let's some more comments here from chat. Fitzy says, literally just started playing, and I kind of agree. Bummed I couldn't laser the a-hole miner. He just says, knock it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to cut out. I hit him. He took damage.
And back to character customization. Defenestrator says no wiener modification, no sweaty bear.
Yeah, it is.
sex.
It is actually, after playing like Baldur's Gate and Cyberpunk, you really got to up your character
You gotta up
customization.
Jordan, exploring planets. How's that like?
Well, I've only really been to what 2-3 planets now.
Have a problem hitting the boundaries of those planets?
Yeah, no, not
It took,
not.
honestly, it's a learning curve like any Bethesda game. It took me a little bit to figure out. Maybe I'm just stupid, but to figure out how to travel to the correct location. That sounds dumb, and Jordan probably didn't experience this because he's not chipping in.
The map will like.
I didn't know that B was to back out.
Yeah,
initially.
because
It
usually
doesn't
like
tell
you're
you.
hitting the triggers like to zoom in, zoom out like
Yeah.
normal. Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah,
And
it
then-
takes just getting used to the controls.
And then I went to that Jurassic Park place.
Yeah.
And I initially landed next to
Jurassic
it.
Park place.
Yeah, you'll know if you play an hour into the game, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I landed next to it, and it told me to get back in my ship. Why did it give me a landing zone right next to the place I needed to land in if that wasn't the right place to land? So I wasted a lot of fuel. There's no fuel really in this context, but there's like 2 diamond squares that tell you, and they're right next to each other.
Oh.
And it's not very intuitive.
Of which
Yeah,
one is which?
yeah.
And so I landed, and then I got out to go to where I needed to go.
Excuse me, sir. You're in the wrong
And then
spot.
the
Yeah, you're
nav
not
thing
supposed to be
said,
here.
go back in your ship and take off. When obviously it's just a block down the road, but I had to go back to orbit and then back down because it wasn't very intuitive.
from how I can tell, like you're kind of in sections of the planet. So I think you can explore I don't know how you want to say it, whole planet, but you have to do it within sections. So, and like I said at the beginning, like I've not had an issue with boundaries just playing the game. But if you're a person that wants to land on a planet and point north and walk for about 30 minutes, then you'll probably be a little disappointed. So
And you'll hit a boundary.
and you'll hit a bit. Yeah.
So we're talking about everybody on the interwebs this week. If you're not there, and most people aren't, so this affects like 1% of people. But there were some losers saying that wait, there's boundaries on these planets. They're lying to us, and everyone was mocking them because everyone was then sharing videos of, well, wait a minute, on which I just hit the boundary in Witcher. This game sucks. But literally everybody's like, yeah, you've got to walk for forever.
Yeah, it has not affected my gameplay whatsoever.
The Starfield derangement syndrome is real,
Derangement syndrome.
and it's happened.
Well, I've
The SDS.
like I get like, hey, some games are for some people,
Or
some games
XDS.
are not. But like, I really do feel like, because I was telling you this week, David,
Yeah.
I was like, why do people want this game to fail? Like, why would you want something to fail?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
if
true.
this game is good,
Here's what I
isn't
think.
that good?
Here's what I think it is.
Like,
I don't think it's Starfield derangement syndrome. I think it's Xbox derangement syndrome. And I did a video this week on my channel about it because the opinions out there that are dropping from supposedly intelligent people at supposedly reputable journalist sites are the dumbest opinions I've ever heard. And it's like they're doing pretzel gymnastics to try to explain away why Xbox is succeeding. And I think what it is, honestly, I think it's a natural thing that we all have. But I think their world has been shaped by a generation, by a decade or longer, of PlayStation just having the best single-player games on the planet as far as consoles are concerned. And now, all of a sudden, Xbox has that. And I think it's
Starfield,
breaking
yeah.
their brains. I think that's it. That's it. The only thing the only logical conclusion is they're broken.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like, I mean, I didn't want Final Fantasy to fail just because it wasn't on the Xbox, and I'm glad it didn't.
but we don't
because
live
it was
in a-
really good.
But our
You know what I
world's
mean?
not
Like,
our world's not rocked by this.
it only benefits me.
because we're Xbox gamers and you're used to playing the best games on PlayStation. If I own a PlayStation now and I have my entire life as a games news journalist, all of a sudden my world has changed.
What were you living for?
Yeah, my world has changed. The
I thought-
American company has the best game? That can't be.
Those guys from Maryland?
I think it's just a childish mentality.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what? My dad can beat up your dad. It's like, you know?
Yeah, in fairness though,
well, I think
I want my kid to say that.
But it's like, you know, I don't know. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it was a weird week with people.
It really was. The stuff you're seeing, it's like
it was just because you'd have
What?
some people like it was a weird week.
yeah. Anyways,
Hey, I'll tell you though, the menu's not that bad. Like, I mean, you load it up and you see it on the big screen for the first time because I'm playing on the big TV, you know, because I'm on the Xbox.
Rob Miller.
Like, yeah, it's not that bad.
Rob Miller in chat says, I'm 3 hours in, really enjoying the game. Inventory and maps a little hard for my old ass. 53 says to adjust, but damn, this is fun. Keep me from watching college football. So, in fact, fun fact, I actually didn't play because I was watching college football, and it was a terrible. Well, there's one good game and one terrible game, and I should have played, but
Yeah, I know it's.
Should have done what Rob Miller did.
Rob, you made the right.
But no, like Mark said, it's
choice.
just or that article from Paul Tassi. It's a Bethesda RPG and it feels like a good RPG. Like it's
Amen.
fun.
Amen.
And aren't games supposed to be fun?
So let's talk modding. Modding support has been announced. It is coming to the Series X. It's coming to PC, obviously.
Yeah, just like they did with Skyrim, where you have like the mod thing.
Yeah. What? You're in space, so you're even more unlimited in what you can do with mods.
I would like a performance mode.
Yeah, there will be one.
Yeah, and I think there's actually already one guy working on the DLSS for the PC. Because DLSS isn't in the PC features right now. So I think there's a mod like working on that right now. So yes, I would like a performance mode.
You're gonna see the performance style mods like Skyrim had the no loading to go into the caves and stuff.
Then you'll see like the skimpy outfit mods like
You'll
you did with
see those.
Skyrim as well.
There's
you
a
know?
section for that.
Will we get a Thomas the Tank mod?
Well, see, then you're
I
gonna
really
see
hope
themes.
so.
I'm excited to just see Star Wars ships everywhere and have like one of the planets be the Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out to Reactor Leak. I was talking to him earlier on Discord today, and he said the only thing that I think this game is missing for him is some version of multiplayer. In that, and I said yes, it would be awesome if the only thing you could do in multiplayer is come check out my ship. That's it. I just want
Or
to.
like the player housing. And
I want to be
base building
able
and
to
stuff.
hang out with you inside my ship. And I suggested to Reactor League, I said, well, we have Elder Scrolls online. Maybe one day we get Starfield online.
Yeah, maybe.
From downtown, a Macho Man spaceship.
Yes.
That would be freaking awesome. But see, I'm conflicted with the multiplayer.
Yeah, I am too because it's
No, that's why I don't
yeah.
want it in the game. I don't want it in the game because let's be perfectly honest about Skyrim versus ESO. Skyrim is superior.
Yeah.
ESO is a multiplayer experience.
Well-
it's not a Skyrim experience.
Well, it's
a multiplayer experience with Skyrim theme,
well, I think
but it's not Skyrim. What you get in Skyrim is so much better.
the problem with ESO. Well, I think the way people thought. Like about ESO, I think they thought, oh, it's multiplayer Skyrim when that's not what it is.
Not at all.
It's an MMO set in the Elder Scrolls universe.
But
is
I
what
will
it is,
say,
you know?
if all we could do is fly ships together, that would be awesome.
Maybe they have like a competitive arena where we'll fight ships.
I don't want competitive. I just want to. I'll do PVE ships.
Sounds like what a loser would say.
I don't fight people. I only fight NPCs.
PvE only.
I fight NPCs and journalists. Also NPCs. That's my fight right now.
I don't want this game to have multiplayer. One of the great things
once
about
you get a badass ship, you will. So you
well,
don't
then I
have a
can
badass
just
ship yet.
screenshot it and show it to you.
Yeah, but see if we could tour together, walk around and show off your ship.
Like an Elite Dangerous or something.
Yeah, and we're like, hey, come check out this edition I just put on this ship over here. And I'm like, oh, Mark, this is awesome.
Well, see, let's take a game like Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay,
Our
okay.
multiplayer playthrough, which
I
we have
actually-
3 episodes on YouTube now.
Three episodes?
I actually have a hot take about that. I think the multiplayer, and I never thought I'd say this, is too free.
So, I want to tell you guys a story about what happened.
Hold on, wait. We do have the Let's Play, but it is for members.
For members. Yeah.
So it is there. 3 episodes. Go check it out. It's a good time.
Members on YouTube.
How many
You can
times,
enjoy it.
Spicy, has X1 messed up your playthrough? I think that's the question.
So this is what happens to a game that's meant to be. I think that game is technically meant to be played through single player wise.
But they give you the feature.
But that game, what makes that game great, and what makes it feel like an actual D&D game playthrough,
Yeah.
is the chaotic nature of what happens when you have 4 individuals with different ideas of what should happen. Me and Jordan are following the campaign. We go into this healer's
And where's
room.
Barbara? Yeah, so you're in a room in a closet essentially.
It's
a secret passage.
It was a
thing.
secret room of this healer, and she was helping us.
Yeah, you're talking to her, and Barbara Blake was outside in the exterior room.
Yeah,
he
he's-
wasn't in with you guys.
He's looking around doing his own thing,
And I'm outside.
And I hear this was 10 minutes prior to this incident. I hear, "Ooh, I think I'm gonna take that."
Guys, should
They're
I
like-
take
they have
this?
They have this special relic. Yeah.
There's a relic, and keep in mind, there's not just a relic. There's a relic, and there's like 6 guys around this relic, like doing some kind of magical thing on it.
Yeah.
Like restoring it or keeping it safe or something.
And then and
I'm standing right in front of it for like 10 minutes.
You watch that playthrough, you'll hear David say, "Ooh, I think I'm gonna take that." Like, and I didn't think about it.
I asked you guys, should I take it? Should I try it?
Anyway, so what happened? A mild spoiler, I guess. This town was using that relic to prepare a defense, essentially, from a
Hence the magic that they're all doing around.
from a invasion of enemies. And when David took that, it interrupted their magical whatever. And right when he did that, in the middle of us being helped from this lady, we were
And
in
you guys are in a
dialogue.
cutscene.
We're in a cutscene. It cuts off that cutscene. She runs to the door, locks us in, and then we have this cutscene
The
of
town literally goes into civil war.
the
don't
town
they?
goes into civil war, and everyone's killing everybody.
So and me being on the outside, I actually don't get that cutscene.
Yeah, you got something else entirely.
Yep.
And we got locked into this room because we have no way to get out. It's
The
a
6
secret
guys
room.
instantly go into battle with me, and Barbara Blake, who was in the room, is like, "I'm on my way," and he comes outside, and he's like far away from, and then it's me and him against like 8 dudes,
Yeah.
8 powerful dudes.
Why I bring that up is that's kind of awesome in the fact that that's Dungeons and Dragons with a party. You have to be a dungeon master or a game master to understand how chaotic those games can be because people do different things, and that's what Baldur's Gate nailed really well. You introduce multiplayer to a game like this, and it's going to break the game.
Thing is Baldur's Gate is designed with this play style in mind.
And it still broke the game.
Yeah, this is
Why
not.
I like it, and I mean ultimately maybe I wouldn't change it, but I do wish there were little things like I wish it automatically brought us all into a
You
cutscene or
have
so-
to
you know what I
play
mean? Like,
with people that you 100% trust, and I'm not that person.
And you
apparently.
have to stick together. You know, it's a little bit more.
But then, so that is an example. And here was my thought process. My thought process was, let's just see what happens. But I didn't move. When I grabbed it, I didn't move because nothing happened on my cutscene. And you guys are like, "What happened? What's happening?" And on my screen, nothing's happening.
Didn't people
David.
started killing each other?
No,
on yours?
no, not on my screen.
Oh, man.
What happened though? And so I'm thinking like, okay, if I don't move, can I just put it back here? And I tried to put it back.
You just slowly like slide it back. On
Yeah, I tried. Literally, my idea was like,
just, like,
can I pick it up?
walk
And I was like, okay, now can I put it back?
So that's what that's why that game's so great is
Yeah, there's gonna be some wild.
the finality of decisions.
Yes.
We killed somebody who was, I would say, pretty important to the game within the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, I killed her. That was me too.
I was so mad that you did that. And because you just didn't like that character.
That's how
I
this-
wonder what happens. Oh, by
She's
the way,
ornery. She's
I don't
ornery.
think you liked her that much either. So to
Yeah,
be
she's
fair,
ornery.
to be
Yeah,
fair, like
but-
she wasn't your first choice in the party.
maybe she'd give me a weapon.
Yeah.
You know,
She
3
did.
hours in.
David
She
took
did.
her
She gave
armor.
me breastplates, which I'm wearing now.
And you're a barbarian. You shouldn't be wearing armor at all.
But here's an example of where that shines. I mean that it kind of shines there, but it killed us off. We had to start over.
It does give you an experience. Though.
It does give you a wild
Like, I
experience.
mean, you got memory.
The only reason we reloaded it was because
It
Jordan
was
and I couldn't
it was
get
over.
out.
Yeah, like there was
It broke. The game
we
broke.
literally ended the game. Like I didn't know you. It's just like okay, it's over.
Party wiped.
Yeah. So
So
it had to go back.
So Where it shines is we run back to this area. We follow you guys into this healer, get healed, have that little talk through, and then we're going back. And while we're waiting for Spicy and Jordan because they were off doing something. And Barbara Blake was like, "Hey, come down and listen to these harpies on the beach." So I go down there, but he goes down and I go up across the ridge, and then there's a boy down there on the beach, and we're just listening to the harpies sing, like nothing's happening. I jump across, just exploring, and when I jump across, the harpies attack. Boom, we're in combat, and so now we're in this combat phase, and we got to do stuff. And it was a good fight.
Yeah,
It was really good. Yeah, it's awesome.
And we made it out. But like you said, Spicy, that's Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, yeah, and I'm bringing this up in comparison to why I don't think this game, Starfield, should have multiplayer, in my opinion, because things like that, the decisions you make, it will break my playthrough, and I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but that's what I'm saying. All I want to be able to do though is show off my ship.
Yeah.
Because if ship is player housing, like just let's hang out in each other's house. That'd be cool. I'd be down with that. Chandler Tate just wrote in and says, just time traveled from an alternate universe where Sony paid for timed exclusivity on Starfield and IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. Wow, that's funny.
Hey,
Chandler Tate, well done.
That's
well
funny.
done, good sir. That is funny. Guys, I think we leave it here for this week.
Yeah, we got to go play more Starfield.
It's just our first impressions. Everybody jump in. Next week, we'll be able to dive in. This game does release fully on Tuesday, so everybody by then is going to be able to play it.
Can I interrupt you? I'm going to say what Fitzy said. I think you worded that wrong. You probably want some type of multiplayer. You just don't want multiplayer with X1. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. That was funny.
It's true.
It's true. I guess multiplayer would be great in this game.
I'm a party.
Chaos.
Chaos. I am chaos. No, I was just curious is all.
What kind of
That's funny that you tried to put it back and just slowly, just like, like hey.
Well, yeah, I went into my inventory to grab it, to like put it back, and then it made me fight.
What's going to be your class? Like, what do you want to do? You want to be a brawler, a shotgun?
In this game?
Face? Yeah.
In space games, I love being like the Elon Musk, the businessman, the like...
So what? You're gonna
So I'm
buy
going,
Twitter and change the name?
yeah. So no, like a billionaire. I'm going for the big house on a peaceful planet.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna do that.
I'm gonna try to get that
Try to pay that
125,000
mortgage.
credits, and then I'll be like, "Bitches, come to my house." That's how I'm playing.
I was asking like what kind of class, like not the feats. Like,
Oh, sorry. I was talking about the feats.
what I can see you as. You could be a good brawler. Like, just go unarmed combat. Just run up to them and
No, I
just slam
think
them around.
I think with guns, I want to like just destroy people with my guns.
Space magic.
Yeah, with space magic.
Yeah, okay.
My guns just blow people apart.
Space magic is guns.
Yeah. But as far as like the way I'm playing, yeah, like not a
Playstyle.
space pirate, but what is it like in Elite Dangerous? You could do this where you're like manipulating the market. That's me. That's what I want to be.
A day trader.
Day trader in space cowboy.
Did they?
I want to be a gunslinger.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because your ship already looks like your default ship already looks like the Firefly ship.
Like
So-
I want to be in the transportation business and then maximize.
By the way, when your ship
maximize
takes
that.
off and lands, I mean, I'm sure it'll get it'll probably lose its allure after a while, but it's actually really cool when it takes off and land.
So you'll
Makes you feel good.
probably be the charisma build then. There's several of them that have like.
Here's the thing: I never go for that.
But that's what you're saying.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. Yeah.
When I put it into these words, you don't like it.
Black Knight Galindo. See, I like the way he words it. The Space Wolf of Wall Street. Yes. That's me, baby. In space. Like, in Marvel, the collector guy? That's what I want to be.
The collector?
In Avengers, yeah, the collector.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody goes to him. You wield great power.
Okay. All right. That's cool. He is actually fairly strong, by the way, in the comics.
Yeah.
In the movies, he kind of just
Is there?
He's kind of weak.
yeah, and then loses his stuff.
Cooper has a great
sometimes.
question before we get out. Let's end it on this.
Yeah.
Cooper asks, which one of you spent the longest time in customization?
I spent like maybe 15 minutes.
I made my guy look like an old He-Man with pink hair.
And how long did that take you?
Took me a while. And I have this really
Probably
sweet,
Spicy. Spicy takes his time on character.
Yeah.
creation.
Yeah, I usually go through. I'm like, this kind of looks like me. He looks attractive. I go for an attractive muscular build.
So it doesn't look like you.
No, I go
But
for
looks
an
like how you want to
attractive.
look?
Yeah. I go for an attractive muscular build,
Nice,
and then
very
tall.
nice.
I do make myself tall if
I like
that's
to
a
be a
height
little.
thing.
I like to be a little dangerous.
And then I spent more of my time going through those traits at the end that gave you the negatives and the
Well, there's
positives.
so many of them.
Because I didn't know you didn't. I wouldn't have chose any if I didn't realize.
I would choose. I love that. I love.
But it'll make the gameplay fun.
Yeah, I love that changes kind of your entire
They
gameplay.
did that. They did that in the Fallout games, if I remember. That it just wasn't so prominent. Like it was very specific. You didn't have to choose it. This it gives you 3 slots and does
Yeah, and you just think, oh, okay, I got to choose my 3 slots.
Everybody,
hold on, David. Yep. Yeah, I how I generally do it is I do what Jordan does and look for like the prettiest person and like muscly and then make it look like me.
Yeah.
Then I destroy that look as hard as I can because it's funny and I want to see cutscenes.
Are you fat?
I am a skinny.
okay, 'cause-
I went fat.
Because what's funny is your suit adds like 20 pounds, so you'll be really fat if you.
Yeah. I just thought the creepiest looking look was the skinny look this time. Like,
That's
'cause
funny.
it's like just bones.
That's funny, everybody. If you haven't yet, make sure you go over to iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, rate, review, and subscribe to us there. Come give a like on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to us over here on YouTube. Join us next week. Enjoy Starfield, everybody. We'll be back. We'll be hours and hours and hours in. We'll have some stories. Also, if you're a member, stay tuned. We've got the members lounge after this. Things get spicy.
Hey.
Talk gaming stories. More Baldur's Gate, probably. Yeah. Come join us. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you in Starfield. We'll see you in the Galaxy. Galaxy Quest.
That's a good movie.